Sheena Louise Gibbs was born on November the 16th, 1981 in Muscatine, Iowa. As a youngster, she would love to go down and spend time at the Mississippi River. She also had a love for reading as well as dancing. Those who knew Sheena described her as bubbly, upbeat and outgoing, always willing to meet new friends. She was a social activist and was very strong-minded, determined and strongly opinionated. Sheena had always battled for the marginalised and was super proud of her cultural roots and heritage. She later moved to Chicago, Illinois, where she graduated from the graduate school at Northwestern University in Evanston. Due to her social activism and ideology, she took anthropology and social sciences as her subjects. Everything seemed to be going well for Sheena in life, but at the age of 25 she would receive a diagnosis that would leave her devastated. At 25 years old and still living in Chicago, Sheena was diagnosed with cervical cancer, and she would begin a lengthy and challenging battle. The following years would take a toll on her. She underwent chemotherapy and radiation, eventually having a hysterectomy, and the cancer went into remission. Living away from her family, the battle had wore her down, but she was a very determined person, and despite being alone, she was determined to push through. Come 2021, Sheena had taken a job at the University of Illinois, where she performed COVID test scheduling. Prior to this, she'd been a home health aide. In September-October of 2021, Sheena's mother faced severe health issues. Sheena would often make the 6-hour drive back to Iowa to take care of her. She had reportedly considered moving back to her hometown, but was somewhat reluctant to make the move permanent and had yet to make up her mind. Little information is known about Sheena's life in Chicago prior to her disappearance, and she was said to be dating a man, though he has never been named in the media, and it is unclear if they had actually still been dating at the time of Sheena's disappearance. Some reports indicate the couple did live together in an apartment for a short time, but the relationship was rocky and the couple split up. Little is known about Sheena's other relationships prior to this man, but any she did have did not work out long term. On November the 3rd, 2021, Sheena made plans to travel from her home in Chicago to Davenport, Iowa, to care for her hospitalized mother. On that day, she spoke to her aunt and told her she would more than likely be there the next day. Sheena had been close to her aunt, and on her previous visit sometime in September or October, she had stayed at her place. Sheena, however, would never make this trip. It is believed she had been staying at the Greenleaf Hostel between November the 1st and November the 5th. Some reports indicate an Uber driver who she had become friends with did drop her off at the Greenleaf Hostel at points around this time. The last known location of Gibbs was said to be on November the 5th, near the corner of West Greenleaf Avenue and North Sheridan Road in the Rogers Park neighbourhood of Chicago. I assume this is the Greenleaf Hostel. It is unclear why she didn't decide to travel to Iowa as planned on November the 3rd. On November the 8th of 2021, the last known communication from Gibbs was a text message sent to a friend. Concern grew amongst Gibbs's family members as the days passed without her arrival. Initially, they assumed that unforeseen circumstances had prevented her from making the trip to Iowa. However, as Thanksgiving came and went without any contact from Sheena, and all her calls going to voicemail, her family's worry deepened. With mounting anxiety and no sign of her, Gibbs's family eventually filed a missing persons report. Not much is known about the investigation into Sheena's disappearance. However, it appears it was slow to get off the ground, and originally law enforcement showed little urgency in tracking Sheena. What is known regarding her last known movements is that her usual mode of travel to Iowa was by bus, yet there is no documentation of a bus ticket purchased under her name, nor any proof that she boarded a bus departing from Chicago. Investigators have not been able to track Sheena's phone, possibly because it has been shut off, but some reports do state her last pings were actually on November the 8th and November the 10th. The location on November the 10th was said to be near Winthrop Harbour. It is unclear why Sheena would be here, as she had no known reason to visit. In April of 2022, police identified her disappearance as high risk, which means she may be in danger of injury or death, although the basis for that classification is not clear. Sheena now features prominently in a freshly completed mural at the Glenwood Bar. To passers-by, the green, pink and purple portrait is one of the numerous colourful paintings along Glenwood Avenue, but this is also there to raise awareness that Sheena is still missing. There has been no further developments in Sheena's case, and to this day she remains missing and her case unsolved.